Hello and welcome to the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Thursday, November the 6th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of the trading room. This is the address to get into the room. And you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. Well, let's get right to the charts. I'm going to go over, let's see, 5 trades today. The last two were pretty good. Um, and I want to just talk a little bit about my bounce alerts, I guess the philosophy of my bounce alerts and how I may start to change it just a little bit. Anyway, let's take a look at IL. IL was the first trade. Now, this is one in which let's see the markings here. Where did I get into it? There we go. Um, I'm sorry, just one sec. Sorry about that. I forgot that I had this on a 1 minute or a 2 minute chart, and really, so I couldn't see where my entries and my exits were. I'm a little distracted. I do have another trade on. I may be getting out of it very, very soon. That's a trade I'll talk about towards the end. Anyway, IL. This is a new strategy, an old strategy. I've dusted it off. I took a look at it yesterday, and I actually got some fairly good alerts from it. Okay, I'm just out of my BKD trade. Okay, and I'll go over that at the end, right at 30. 33. Okay, IL. So this is a new strategy or one that I've resuscitated, and I'm going to start watching it a little bit. Got some interesting alerts on it yesterday, and if I start getting good results, I'm certainly going to. Not gonna, I'm not sure I can share. I have a lot of custom filters in it and all that, but I'll certainly, post trades that I think might be worth taking from this strategy. But it's a little bit new. Again, yesterday it worked out pretty well. And today, not that this one was spectacular, but I also passed on a couple of earlier ones that really did not do, that did actually pretty good. But this one, IL, took the trade right here at 907. Waited quite a while on this. It almost stopped me out right here, but I took some out at 925, and you can't see. I have to go over here, and I took the rest out at 915. So nothing spectacular. Again, 907 to 925 for half and 915 for the other. But it was a fairly stress-free trade in that, it didn't have any wild gyrations. It didn't break down through 9 when I was in it anyway. I believe it's down through 9 now. It popped down through 891 and back up. But anyway, I will start to monitor that going forward. F FNHC. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, my poor dog. I blame my poor dog for this one. If you're in the trading room, you know that it's right around here that I take my dog out for a walk. And one of Denislav alerted us to this one. This is a bounce play, and right here I took the trade at 2678. And when it fell down through there, I exited at 2673, and I was happy to do that because look what happened. It really collapsed, not collapsed, but it went down to 2657 after that. But then it roared back. Now, would I have held on through this? You know what? Probably not, but I probably would have re-entered the trade here. But right here is where I was out with my dog. So now, one of the interesting things is that, here is my bounce, my 5 minute bounce play. And one of the filters I have in is a minimum volume of 500,000 shares. And Dennis Labs have been actually posting some very interesting bounce plays. They would have showed up in here, except right here, this was under 500,000 shares. So it didn't show up. And so the problem is sometimes is that on these ones, they can have tremendous bounces, but sometimes the spread can get very bad. And that's actually what happened right here is, I mean, the spread wasn't too bad when I got in. I mean, I got in at 2678. I think the spread was 2671, 2678, which isn't really great. I shouldn't say that. But when I got out at 2673, the spread just dropped almost seconds later. I think it got down to like 2653 to 2673 or 2670, something like that. And that's the trouble that you can have with some of the low volume ones. And so you just have to be really careful and probably take less shares. But They are interesting, and I am finding that they are producing some extremely good bounces. I mean, that's a tremendous bounce. I mean, once you got past this, and if you took it again right here, I mean, you're talking from 26.78 all the way to 27.46. So not quite a dollar, but a great bounce. So I am going to definitely. In fact, what I did was I took my bounce alert and now I've just created another one, lower volume bounce 5 minutes. And I think, what do I have here? My configuration is summary 200,000 shares. So the volume has to be at least 200,000 shares. Okay. And that's going to give me, some more alerts, but I have to be a little bit careful. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is I used to do this one also. This is the same. It's a bounce 2 minute candles. The other one is 5 minute. This one is a 5 minute candle bounce, and so this has to be. I have to see at least three 5 minute candles down in a row before I get an alert. This one is 2 minute candles, but I'm going to put it at it has to be at least four 2 minute candles down. So I will start getting more alerts. But they more is not necessarily better. I mean, I don't want to be inundated with them, but on the other hand, it's hard to pass up these ones just because I didn't I had a filter, a volume filter that wouldn't have picked this up. So I'm going to have to monitor it very closely. Again, I can't get overwhelmed by having 100 alerts a day. I just wouldn't be able to see them. So I would see them, but I wouldn't be able to act on them. Now, Aeon was another one that we did, or I did, and got into this one right here. See this huge volume candle right there. I mean, out of nowhere, you get this massive volume candle. So I took the trade right here at 89.05. Started to work a little bit, almost stopped myself out right here. You see, I was going to, there's the whole number at 89. Pop back up. Matt and I were in this trade together. Thought maybe, okay, now this volume meant something, but it didn't. And so I exited the trade at 89.03 for a 2 cent loss. And then the last trade of the day, and I don't usually take trades this late in the day, to be honest, but this one worked out very well. Now it's not that late. I mean, it's at 2:45, but a lot of times I'm actually doing trying to do the video right now and then waiting in the last hour to see what's happening for power hour. But this one again, here's the bounce play. You can see right here BKD at 32.78. So I waited a little bit. So 32.78 is right there. So you can see why I got the alert. Here are all the red candles coming down. This is on the 5 minute. And came down here and I waited. Now, what I'm starting to do is typically what I would do is I would have to wait for this green candle to get over right here, 32.78. But when I see this tail here, I thought, okay, what I'm going to do is be a little more aggressive. I'm going to put my stop here at 32.55. And as long as this candle is starting to move up, which it was obviously, I decided to take the trade at 32.67 with a stop at 32.55. So a 12-cent stop. So I'm not going to risk very much. I can take a few shares and not going to risk too much. And because my stop is tight, but if it goes up, it can be an extremely profitable trade. And that's exactly what happened. If I had waited right here, it still wouldn't have been horrible, 32.78, but a lot better down here. And so I exited half at 32.02 and the other half as I was doing the video right here at 33, right in this candle. And so that turned out to be a really good trade also. That was the last trade. Actually, I forgot to mention one other trade, the PNK trade. And same sort of thing. Again, alerted right here, PNK 2374. Waited, so 2374 is right there. So here's the candle. See how it came all the way to, this is why I don't take it right there. Just somebody said, well, do you take it right at the alert? No, I want to wait because, I can't, just because I get an alert, I mean, There's nothing magical about my saying three candles down in a row. Okay, it could, this is just something that I've played with for quite a while, and I find that at least I've got to have at least three, and then I'll start watching. I mean, I could easily change that to four or five. I will not get as many alerts probably, but who knows? Maybe they'd be of better quality. But I don't mind starting to watch these things, and when I see a tail like this, that means that the sellers finally got exhausted. The buyers took over, closed it here, and then the next candle started to be green. Well, again, by all rights, I should be waiting for this candle to get above the top of this last red candle. But because of this action right here, I decided to take the trade and took it at 23.77 and pieced out half at 23, the first half actually, 23.91, right on this candle. And then, you know, I just wasn't sure if it was going to be able to break that whole number, and it's a guess whether it's going to break the whole number, and I just on this candle right here, you see how it just topped up right at 24.01, and when it came back down, I decided to get out at 23.97. In fact, I'm surprised. I didn't think it actually had gone over. Now, see, it just touched it, and so I said in the room that this is not my favorite area to get in. I mean, much better if you can get down here. You don't have to worry about the psychology of people exiting trades at the whole number. You've got, a lot more to work with. I mean, ideally, I like to see take the trades at 10 cents, 20 cents. In other words, if this were 24 or 23.10, 23.20, you got 80 cents, 90 cents before you hit the whole number, and so it just makes it a lot easier. You don't have to worry about this little psychological barrier. Anyway, I did exit here, so nice little trade though. Again, very quick. These are less than 10 minutes. And so happy the way the last two trades worked out, and very happy the way they worked out. So again, I'm going to start to monitor the 2 minute bounces a little bit more. I'm going to start to monitor the lower volume bounces a little bit more. And then I have my other strategy that I'm going to be paying a lot more attention to see whether or not I can get some good results from it. And I'll certainly post them in the room. If I get an alert on that other strategy and I think it looks pretty good, I'll certainly post the alert. And of course, I always post when I take the trade. So that's it. Better day for me today than yesterday. Yesterday was so boring, but today we got a little bit exciting. So thanks for listening. And let me just bring back the cover. Where are we? There we go, the cover. Here's the address to get in again, and I hope to see you in the trading room tomorrow, which is Friday.